Nuggets, Heat, Game 4 coming up tonight. This is Sports Guy talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to make game picks for what will happen in Game 4 of the 2023 NBA Finals between the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat. Jamal Murray is coming off of a 34-point triple-double as he has really come into his own. With the Nuggets playing on the biggest stage in the NBA, it has become clear that Jamal Murray has been built for these type of moments. Before I say anything else though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So here it is. Is Jamal Murray the most underrated point guard in the NBA right now? And I'm going to answer that question with an emphatic yes. Absolutely. Jamal Murray is not just the most underrated point guard in the NBA right now. Jamal Murray is one of the most underrated players in the NBA right now, if not the most underrated. I'm not going to go as far as to say that because I think his teammate is more underrated than Jamal Murray. When you talk about Nikola Jokic, man, he's got to be the most underrated superstar in the NBA right now. But in all seriousness, though, with Jamal Murray, he's absolutely underrated. When we talk about best point guards in the game, who do we think of? We think of Luka Doncic, we think of Steph Curry, we think about Kyrie Irving, we think about Damian Lillard, you think about Trae Young, you think about Jamal Murray, you think about De'Aaron Fox. But the name Jamal Murray almost never seems to come up. You hear more people praise LaMelo Ball than you hear more people praise about Jamal Murray. And that's not a diss on LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball is going to be a good point guard in the NBA if he isn't already. But Jamal Murray has never made an all-star appearance. But the guy absolutely should have made a couple of all-star appearances by now. He is the key and the X factor to the success of the Denver Nuggets. We can talk about Nikola Jokic's triple-doubles and how awesome he is, but the Denver Nuggets are not in the NBA Finals without Jamal Murray right now. Jamal Murray impacts the game in so many different ways. He can cut to the rim really hard. He can dunk the basketball. He's a great three-point shooter. He's a great post-up player for a point guard. He knows how to hit the mid-range. He's a selfless teammate. He's not going to necessarily hog up the stat sheet just to say, you know what, I put up the best stats, therefore that must equate me to being the best point guard in all of basketball. And although Jamal Murray is not necessarily flashy, he's not exactly boring either. Jamal Murray knows how to put the ball in the hoop, and he knows how to play great team defense. He might not be a great individual defender, but he knows how to play great team defense. That's really all you can ask for a point guard, particularly a star point guard in the game of basketball, especially in today's NBA. When you talk about Jamal Murray, he can impact the game in so many different ways. But for whatever reason, Jamal Murray's name never comes up when you talk about best point guards in the league. More than likely, you're probably going to hear Trae Young's name be mentioned before you hear Jamal Murray's name get mentioned. But Jamal Murray is a great playmaker. He knows how to pass the ball efficiently. He knows how to put players in the right spots for success. And for the Denver Nuggets to have another ball handler like Jamal Murray, that's just awesome for them to have because Nikola Jokic is already a uniquely awesome passer for the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic already passes the ball like Magic Johnson. So if they can get another ball handler like they do have in Jamal Murray, that's a bonus for the Denver Nuggets. And that's why the Denver Nuggets look like the best team since the 2019 Golden State Warriors. Basically during the Kevin Durant super team era in Golden State, the Denver Nuggets are the best team since that version of the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that because that's how high I feel about this Denver Nuggets team, and Jamal Murray knows how to make plays happen. Jamal Murray can stretch the floor. He doesn't really have a lot of weaknesses in this game, and the other thing that I like about Jamal Murray is that he's not afraid of the tough moments. He's not afraid to take the last shot for his team. He's not afraid of having to be clutch for his team. Whenever his team needs him the most, Jamal Murray will come through. And how about his mental toughness, man? To be able to come back from missing 2 postseasons in a row and tearing your ACL and still being that great player that you are, Jamal Murray, that's a testament to your skill and to your mental toughness. So I have to give him a lot of credit there. A lot of players, if they tear their ACLs, they're going to essentially be done and they're going to essentially not become the same player again. But Jamal Murray said, you know what, I'm going to put in the grind, I'm going to put in the work, and I'm still going to be a great point guard for the Denver Nuggets. And come next year, he should make an all-star appearance. It's the fact that he's never made an all-star game that is just mind-boggling to me. Jamal Murray is one of the most underrated players in the NBA. He's the most underrated point guard in all of basketball. With that being said, though, it's time that we give Jamal Murray some recognition and that we start talking about him as a top 5 point guard in all of basketball. He deserves to be put up there with a Luka Doncic, a Steph Curry, a Kyrie Irving, a Damian Lillard, a Russell Westbrook in his prime type of player. That's how good Jamal Murray is. Jamal Murray needs to be looked at as 1B to Jokic as 1A. That's how good Jamal Murray is. People gotta stop looking at Jamal Murray as if he's just a decent player, because he's better than a decent player. He's a really good player. Now, as far as what I think is going to happen in Game 4, I'm hearing Tyler Hero might come back for the Miami Heat. I kind of doubt it though, because hand injuries do take quite a while to heal up, and even though the Miami Heat says that he's almost ready to recover, I mean, how much impact do you really think Tyler Hero could have on the NBA Finals if you're the Miami Heat? Because he hasn't played basketball in over a month. It's going to basically be almost 2 months by this point, but that he's going to be returning for the Miami Heat. And we already know that playoff basketball is different from regular season basketball. So for him to just come in fresh into the NBA Finals, he's not going to be able to keep up with that intensity, which means Tyler Hero is going to be limited. He's not going to make that much impact. But you talk about this Denver Nuggets team, man. This Denver Nuggets team is deep. They're well coached, and they're bigger. They're stronger. They know how to out-rebound their opponents. Like Pat Riley once said, no rebounds, no rings. And he couldn't be more right, although I'm not sure that Pat Riley wants to be right on this case this time around, because Pat Riley's team, which is the Miami Heat, is getting owned in this regard, because the Denver Nuggets are out hustling them and they're playing harder than them. I think the Denver Nuggets are going to win Game 4 in Miami behind the strong effort of Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. They're going to play sensational again, and this time, instead of Christian Brown showing up for the Denver Nuggets, I'm not saying he won't, but who really thinks he's going to score 15 points again in the finals? This time, Michael Porter Jr. is going to step up his game and finally become the player that we all know that he's capable of being, which is being a pretty good third option on the Denver Nuggets. He's been playing poorly in each of his first 3 games in the NBA Finals, but I expect that to change in Game 4. The Nuggets have just got to call a play for Michael Porter Jr. to hit down a jumper early in the ball game in Game 4. If they do that and Michael Porter Jr.'s shot goes in at the beginning of the game, then he'll be fine. He'll be able to regain his confidence back in, and Michael Porter Jr. should go back to being the player that we all know that he is capable of being, which is being a pretty good shooter and playing solid defense, because Michael Porter Jr. is one of those players where he only plays defense if his shot is falling on the offensive end of the floor. If his shot doesn't fall on the offensive end of the floor, then he's going to give up and not play hard on defense for the most part. But Michael Porter Jr., man, he's the X factor for the Denver Nuggets in terms of whether or not they're going to blow out the Miami Heat or not. I feel like it's a given that the Denver Nuggets are going to win this series. They're the bigger team. They're the stronger team. They know how to rebound the ball better than the Heat do. And honestly, they got the best player on the planet in Nikola Jokic. I don't see how the Miami Heat are even going to slow down Nikola Jokic whatsoever. They seem like they have no answer for them. As for the Miami Heat, the only way that they're going to win Game 4 is if Jimmy Butler turns back into the son of Michael Jordan and scores 45 points and basically become the king of mid-range shots while having the Miami Heat players shoot 50% from the three-point line. Unless if that happens, I don't see the Miami Heat being able to beat the Denver Nuggets in Miami in Game 4. I just don't see it happening. The Nuggets have the deeper team, they have the best player on the planet, and the Miami Heat, they're just dependent on three-point shooting and Jimmy Butler to go off for a crazy game. I don't anticipate those factors happening. That means the Denver Nuggets should be able to win Game 4 rather somewhat comfortably. Do I think it's going to be a 20-point blowout win for the Denver Nuggets? No, not necessarily, but I think they're going to win comfortably. The scoreboard might indicate the score to be closer than what it actually was. I'm going to say that the Denver Nuggets will win this game by 6, but they're going to be up by 10 to 15 points for most of Game 4. I got the Denver Nuggets winning this game by the score of 110 to 104. Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray just play too good for the Miami Heat to keep up, and Michael Porter Jr. gets his game back. He's going to play a solid game in Game 4 and return back to being the third best player on the Denver Nuggets while giving a solid contribution on both ends of the floor. So that is why Jamal Murray is the most underrated point guard in the NBA right now, as the Nuggets will also win Game 4 in Miami by the score of 110 to 104. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the @DustinTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinTran and @SportsGuyTalking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel Sports Guy Talking.